Can a single element buried under the earth be the key to reviving an entire nation's fortunes? Imagine Zimbabwe, a land of untapped potential standing on the world's most sought-after treasure, lithium. It's the story of Zimbabwe's chance to rise from its economic ashes. Join us as we explore how the lithium under Zimbabwe's soil could spark a brighter future for its people. Could this be the moment Zimbabwe turns its fortunes around? Let's find out. A brief history of Zimbabwe's economic collapse. Zimbabwe's story is one of ambition and setbacks, a nation endowed with vast lands and rich cultures, sitting atop an immense wealth of minerals. Yet this abundance belies a tumultuous economic saga that has profoundly impacted millions. Post-independence, Zimbabwe was poised for prosperity, buoyed by high expectations. However, the journey toward economic stability veered off course due to critical policy missteps. Central to these was the land reform program initiated by President Robert Mugabe. Aimed at rectifying colonial-era injustices, the government redistributed land from white farmers to the indigenous black majority without a coherent strategy for agricultural continuity or training for new landowners. This abrupt upheaval dismantled the agricultural sector, once the cornerstone of Zimbabwe's economy, plunging it into disarray. The reform led to a significant decline in agricultural output, which had accounted for a substantial portion of the country's GDP and export earnings. For instance, tobacco production, a key export crop, fell from 237 million kilograms in 2000 to 48.8 million kilograms by 2008. The economic fallout from these policies was exacerbated by hyperinflation, which, at its peak in November 2008, reached an almost incomprehensible annual rate of 89.7 sextillion%. This period of hyperinflation is marked by the rapid devaluation of the Zimbabwean dollar, where the cost of basic necessities like bread spiraled out of control daily. The currency's collapse forced citizens into barter trade as the national currency became virtually worthless. Concurrently, Zimbabwe faced international sanctions, primarily from the European Union and the United States. These were imposed in the early 2000s in response to human rights abuses and electoral fraud allegations against Mugabe's government. Sanctions targeted government officials and state-owned firms, further isolating the nation economically and hindering access to foreign investment and markets. This economic decline is illustrative of the resource curse phenomenon, where countries rich in natural resources like Zimbabwe experience greater economic instability and slower growth compared to their resource-poor counterparts. Despite Zimbabwe's mineral wealth, including gold, diamonds, and platinum, mismanagement and corruption have stifled economic development and growth. Yet amidst these challenges, there exists a potential resource blessing. With prudent management and policies geared towards sustainable exploitation and investment in human capital, Zimbabwe's vast mineral resources could catalyze economic revival. The nation stands at a crossroads, facing a choice between continuing a cycle of economic distress or leveraging its natural wealth for prosperity and growth. This pivotal moment in Zimbabwe's history underscores the critical importance of governance, policy foresight, and international engagement in determining its economic trajectory. The global lithium rush. The Paris Agreement is a major global deal agreed upon by almost every country in 2015 during the COP21 in Paris. It kicked off on November 4, 2016. The goal? To tackle climate change head-on. As part of this pact, 196 nations have pledged to keep the rise in the world's temperature way below 2 degrees Celsius compared to what it was before we started industrializing, and they're even trying to keep it under 1.5 degrees Celsius if they can. The deal also highlights the need for the world's carbon emissions to start decreasing as soon as possible. But it gets that it might take a bit longer for less developed countries to get there. By 2025, all countries should hit the highest amount of greenhouse gases they emit, and then work hard to cut them down by 43% by 2030 from that highest point. The global shift towards sustainability and clean energy has catalyzed a significant demand for lithium, often dubbed the gold of the 21st century. Lithium's pivotal role in the batteries powering electric vehicles, EVs, and renewable energy storage systems has transformed it into a cornerstone of the modern economy. As nations aim to reduce carbon emissions and transition to electric transportation, the demand for lithium has seen exponential growth. Current projections indicate that the global demand for lithium is set to triple by 2025, escalating from 47,300 metric tons in 2020 to an estimated 117,400 metric tons, underscoring the urgency of this lithium frenzy. This surge is not confined to traditional producers like Australia, the world's leading lithium producer with 40,000 metric tons in 2019, or Chile, renowned for its vast lithium reserves in the Atacama Salt Flat. In 2021, the lithium market really took off, fueled by a worldwide pivot towards green tech and sustainable development. This wave of interest pushed into 2022, hitting a peak with lithium prices soaring to $80,800 per ton in November, which is a mind-blowing 1,000% jump from the year before. The period also highlighted significant strides in lithium exploration, with new deposits being discovered in places like Mexico. Countries like the United States, France, the UK, and Chile pumped major funds into developing lithium infrastructure. Looking into 2023, the industry is on track for even faster growth, thanks to big names in the auto and energy sectors betting big on lithium tech. The advancements made by companies like EnergyX this year spotlight lithium's critical role in powering our future. Emerging players, including Zimbabwe with its significant yet underutilized reserves and Portugal with its growing interest in lithium exploration, are entering the race, eyeing a share of the lucrative market. This burgeoning demand has sparked a new kind of gold rush, distinguished by strategic investments and the rapid development of lithium mining operations worldwide. As countries vie to become pivotal players in the lithium market, this global race is not just about securing a critical raw material. It's about positioning themselves at the forefront of the green energy transition. The lithium boom represents a transformative opportunity for economies, capable of reshaping global energy landscapes and propelling us towards a more sustainable future. Zimbabwe's lithium reserves. Zimbabwe is perched on the precipice of economic transformation, underpinned by its substantial lithium reserves, often likened to a modern-day gold mine. Under its rugged terrain and expansive savannas lies a resource that could significantly alter its economic trajectory: lithium. This discovery catapults Zimbabwe into the limelight of the global lithium rush, positioning it as a potential powerhouse in the lithium market. With an estimated reserve of over 65 million tons, Zimbabwe is touted to have the largest lithium reserves in Africa and one of the top 10 globally. Such vast reserves place Zimbabwe in a strategic position to influence the lithium market significantly, alongside leading producers like Australia, Chile, and China. The Bakita mine in Zimbabwe alone is reported to hold one of the largest lithium reserves worldwide, with significant untapped potential. The influx of foreign investments, notably from China, underscores the international interest in Zimbabwe's lithium. Chinese firms in particular have been instrumental in developing mining infrastructure, reflecting a broader trend of global collaboration aimed at harnessing green energy resources. This international engagement heralds a promising era of growth and opportunity for Zimbabwe. However, the journey towards leveraging these lithium reserves is fraught with challenges. It necessitates a nuanced approach to ensure that the exploitation of lithium translates into tangible benefits for Zimbabweans. It's imperative to navigate this opportunity with policies that prevent resource exploitation while fostering economic development and environmental sustainability. As Zimbabwe positions itself to capitalize on its lithium endowment, it's not merely about mining and exports. It's about harnessing this resource to fuel national development, job creation, and a sustainable future. The global community watches with keen interest as Zimbabwe endeavors to convert its lithium wealth into a catalyst for economic revival and sustainable growth. The economic impact of lithium mining. Zimbabwe's foray into lithium mining heralds a pivotal moment for its economy, offering a rare opportunity to reshape its future through job creation, attracting foreign investment, and catalyzing infrastructure development. In December 2022, Zimbabwe put a stop to lithium exports to encourage processing and battery making within the country, minimize the loss of raw minerals, and tackle smuggling issues. This move is all about powering up the local economy by building up its own battery industry and cutting down on foreign control over this area. Now, if you want to export lithium out of Zimbabwe, you need to get the green light from the government and be ready to handle some taxes, unless your company sets up shop locally for processing. The potential economic revitalization from lithium is vast. It promises not just employment in mining, but also in ancillary sectors such as construction, logistics, and hospitality, thereby weaving a broader tapestry of economic opportunity. The envisioned ripple effect extends beyond employment. The influx of foreign capital, primarily targeting lithium extraction and processing, positions Zimbabwe to elevate its status on the global stage, fostering economic dynamism and innovation. Critical infrastructure improvements, including roads, educational institutions, and healthcare facilities, are anticipated, funded by the revenues generated from lithium. Such development not only enhances the quality of life, but also lays the groundwork for sustainable economic growth and community empowerment. However, the story of lithium mining is complex, marked by both promise and caution. Environmental concerns and the specter of the resource curse present significant challenges. The environmental impact of mining, landscape alteration, and water resource depletion requires stringent management to ensure ecological sustainability. Moreover, the historical pattern of resource-rich nations benefiting a select few raises concerns about equitable economic benefits. Addressing this, the Zimbabwean government has implemented policies aimed at maximizing local benefits from lithium mining, such as the prohibition of raw lithium ore exports to foster local processing and manufacturing industries. This strategic approach underscores a critical balancing act, leveraging Zimbabwe's lithium reserves to fuel economic prosperity while mitigating environmental impacts and ensuring equitable wealth distribution. The government's policies reflect an ambition to harness lithium not just as a commodity, but as a catalyst for holistic national development. As Zimbabwe navigates this complex landscape, the global community watches closely. The country's ability to translate its lithium wealth into broad-based economic and social benefits will be a testament to its strategic vision and governance. Zimbabwe's lithium journey is a beacon of hope, symbolizing a potential renaissance for a nation eager to harness its natural resources for the greater good. Challenges and opportunities. Navigating the path of Zimbabwe's lithium potential is akin to traversing a landscape filled with both formidable challenges and remarkable opportunities. The country's journey is punctuated by significant hurdles that must be overcome to unlock the full potential of its lithium wealth. Political instability remains a major concern, casting a long shadow over Zimbabwe's economic landscape and causing hesitation among potential investors. This instability creates an uncertain investment climate, much like the unpredictable shifts between seasons, where moments of promise are often overshadowed by periods of doubt. Furthermore, the infrastructure essential for lithium mining, reliable roads for transportation, adequate power supply for processing, and sustainable water management requires substantial development. These foundational elements are critical to creating a conducive environment for lithium extraction and processing. Despite these challenges, Zimbabwe stands on the cusp of unparalleled opportunities. Harnessing its lithium reserves presents a chance to revitalize the economy, spur job creation, and foster innovation across various sectors, from mining to battery manufacturing. Beyond the economic benefits, there is a golden opportunity to invest in human capital. Developing educational programs and training initiatives focused on lithium mining and green energy technologies can empower the Zimbabwean workforce, equipping them with the skills needed for a sustainable future. The road ahead for Zimbabwe is one of balance and strategic foresight. Confronting the challenges head-on while strategically leveraging the opportunities can transform its lithium reserves into a beacon of hope and economic renewal. This tale isn't just about mineral wealth. It's about charting a course towards sustainable development where economic growth and environmental stewardship go hand in hand. As Zimbabwe embarks on this transformative journey, the decisions made today will undoubtedly shape its economic and environmental legacy for generations to come. Lessons from other countries. Zimbabwe, positioned to tap into its vast lithium reserves, can draw valuable lessons from nations that have adeptly managed their natural wealth. By observing these international precedents, Zimbabwe has the opportunity to chart a sustainable and prosperous course. Norway's stewardship of its oil reserves offers a prime example of long-term financial planning. The establishment of a sovereign wealth fund has allowed Norway to secure its economic future, demonstrating the importance of saving and investing resource revenue for enduring stability and growth. This approach underscores the potential of using resource wealth to benefit the entire population, rather than allowing it to dissipate or concentrate in the hands of a few. Botswana's journey with its diamond resources illuminates the path to sustainable development through equitable agreements, significant investment in public services, and infrastructure enhancement. This model highlights the transformative impact of natural resources when managed with foresight and a commitment to the collective good. For Zimbabwe, these narratives emphasize several key strategies. First, the importance of robust, inclusive policies that ensure the equitable distribution of wealth derived from lithium. Secondly, the critical role of environmental conservation is to safeguard the ecosystem for future generations. Lastly, there is the necessity of economic diversification to build resilience against market fluctuations and ensure balanced development across sectors. By embracing these lessons, Zimbabwe can leverage its lithium wealth not merely as a commodity for export, but as a cornerstone for comprehensive national development, establishing a legacy of prosperity, sustainability, and stewardship for future generations. Before we get into the last part of the video on the road ahead for Zimbabwe, make sure to check out the link in the description for my best recommendation when it comes to further expanding our knowledge on a more personal scale. Now, let's get into the next chapter of this video. The road ahead for Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe finds itself at a pivotal juncture, with the promise of its lithium reserves offering a beacon of hope for a prosperous future. The path forward, however, demands strategic decisions to ensure that the benefits of the lithium surge reach every Zimbabwean. Central to navigating this path is the imperative for transparency in mining agreements. This transparency is crucial to prevent the dissipation of wealth into the hands of a select few, ensuring instead that it fosters widespread economic development. Equally important is the investment in local communities. By channeling a portion of lithium profits into infrastructure, education, and healthcare, Zimbabwe can elevate the standard of living for its citizens, turning subsurface wealth into societal gains. Environmental stewardship is another critical consideration. With the world watching, Zimbabwe must demonstrate a commitment to sustainable mining practices that protect its rich natural landscapes for generations to come. The global community plays a vital role in this narrative. The easing of international sanctions could usher in a new era of investment and technological exchange, reintegrating Zimbabwe into the global economic fold. Such international cooperation is contingent upon Zimbabwe's dedication to reform, transparency, and the upholding of democratic values. Lithium presents an unprecedented opportunity for Zimbabwe to rewrite its economic destiny. By adopting sound governance, fostering international partnerships, and prioritizing local empowerment, Zimbabwe can transform its lithium wealth into a foundation for diverse and sustainable economic growth. This journey, underpinned by the strategic management of lithium resources, holds the promise of guiding Zimbabwe towards a future marked by prosperity and regeneration. What are your ideas on how Zimbabwe can use its lithium resources to bounce back from tough times? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, and if you want to continue exploring the different economic landscape in the world, you might be interested in this video on the screen.